All right, Shalom. This is the brother from GMS New Orleans coming at you with another sit down. As we always do, I want to start off by giving for infinite honors and for praise to Yahweh, by Shem, Yahweh Shah, by Shem Kakadash. Once again, the honors to the elders apostles of GMS. Peace, blessings, and salutations once again to the hopeful elect. All right. And this video here is going to be, straight direct, from the thumbnail. All right, as you can see, 20 versus Fleece Johnson. All right, which it was me and a brother the other day kind of looked at this a day or so ago. I couldn't even watch a minute or two of this shit. I had to turn it off, man. That's how disgusting and demonic this shit is, man. All right, you took Jake, and then Jake gets entertainment out of this shit. It takes a guy, that particular guy, the booty warrior, Fleece Johnson, known for what he was doing in the prison system, inside the prison system for 40-some years, doing what he do with men, then he takes that same approach, gets out, and it's the same thing. And this is the guy that you put on I guess at one time the show started off as a hookup show between men and women, all right? Then it started to evolve with certain rappers, certain individuals that they feel as influencers, meeting girls meeting guys. Then it started, you could tell that these elites have their hand in this shit too, because all of a sudden now it's starting to get real vile, man. To the point now you got children, they're putting children on the show, and then ultimately you put this nigga, all right? A man that's, like I say, known for sodomy, man. All right, let's show you how low the so-called black community in itself has stepped to, man. This is another low for black culture, another low for hip hop, man. All right. Then you got these guys on the show that's supposed to be straight men. You already know what you signed up for. You already know who this guy is. You still come, get in your car, drive to the studio, and get on the show with this nigga. You guys are nothing but moles, man. All right. But I'm gonna get some scriptures and get on out of here, man, with this. It just, like I said, this shit is sickening, man. Like I said, I don't advise nobody to watch that shit, man. Because you got a bunch of Decepticons, Megatrons on there too, right along with women. And he ain't there for the women, all right? If you didn't know, he's not there for the women. All right. And this, and I want to say this too. This is another point, that Esau is promoting this to the masses, all right, on YouTube. This guy had interviews. This is what they push. This shows you how this is a satanic society, man. All right, this society is fueled off Satanism, man. All right, different deceptions. All right, this is what this society is fueled on. But this is Luke 16 and 15, and it says, and he said unto them, which is in red letter, which is Yahweh Shai, ye are they which justify yourselves before men. All right. But the Most High knoweth your hearts. All right. For that which is highly esteemed amongst men is abomination in the sight of the Most High. And this is another thing. It's highly esteemed amongst men. All right. This 20 verses 1 bullshit, man. All right. This Fleece Johnson guy. All right. These things are highly esteemed amongst the people of the society because they love drama. They love to hear all of the vile and abominations or the war stories this guy had in and out of prison, man. All right. This shit is sick. It's very dark. It's very demonic, man. All right. I was looking at this, man. That's why I said I can't. Ultimately, man, you really can't wait until you gotta. I can't wait till righteousness is established on the planet Earth, man. All right. Well, people like this guy will get they'll get punished for wickedness, man. All right, for shit like this. All right, for stories and the things he didn't done, man. All right, that's why I can't wait till righteousness is established on the planet Earth. All right, when wickedness and things like this will be frowned upon, man. They wouldn't be promoted That's why I named it. You permit what you promote. Which, like I said, that guy who hosts the show, I'm starting to think he a Mo. All right, which he is, man. He a goddamn Mo. All right, and to show that, let me go to right here right fast, man. This is Romans 1:23. This is I'm gonna start about 28. I'm gonna start at 27. It says, likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, all right, burning in their lust one towards another. That's Fleece Johnson, man. All right, you can put that nigga face right on side that scripture, man. All right, this nigga has a natural burning, a lust for men. All right, he's not on the show for women. You know, he wouldn't doing his thing in prison. His whole little bit, minding his business. No, he was terrorizing men. All right. It says, burning their lust one towards another, men with men working that which is unseemly and receiving in themselves the recompense of their error, which is meat. All right. And it goes on to say, it says, and even as they did not like to retain the Most High in their knowledge, the Most High gave them over to a reprobate mind. All right. And to do things which are not convenient. You see? And even the people on that show, you can add your people in the same thing too, man. All right. It says, being filled with all unrighteousness of fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, and whispers. All right. It says, backbiters, haters of the Most High, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things. All right. It says, disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection. It says, I'm messed that word up. It says, unmerciful, man. Verse 32, it says, who knowing the judgment of the Most High, this is the point. Who knowing the judgment of the Most High, who knowing the judgment of the Most High, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. All right. So even the people that promotes it, you permit what you promote, man. So you people out there that I don't have a problem with it. Oh, he cool to me. All right. Knowing this guy's track record, you just the same as him, man. And you are worthy of debt. All right. A lot of you jakes gonna find out, all right, that the God of the Bible ain't with the shit you on, man. All right. Ain't with it. Okay. You're gonna find out, man, because in this society, as you see, I read earlier, man, the things that are highly esteemed amongst men is abomination to the Most High. All right. The Most High ain't with that shit, man. All right. The men of the Lord that you see preaching and teaching on highways and byways, we ain't with it, man. All right. Like I said, I was looking at that shit. This shit disgusts me. I couldn't even watch it for a minute or two, man, to turn it off, man. And I looked over at the brother watching the video. We were watching it through the computer. And that brother head was just to the ground, man, shaking his head, But this is Isaiah 5:20. It says, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness to light and light for darkness, that put bitter to sweet and sweet to bitter. All right. And that's the people ultimately of this society. The things that will be considered evil or wickedness, it counted as good, man. You had motherfucking Fleece Johnson on a 20 versus 1, which is 20 versus 1 ain't shit. All right. This is a goddamn show. But like I said, that show started off as a somewhat of a dating show. It's somewhat scripted or whatever like that. But out of all people on the planet Earth to go find, you go find this goddamn guy, man. All right. Let me read it again. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, and that put darkness for light. All right. And that's what's been going on. Every time you turn on the damn TV, the commercials about moles. The commercials, the sitcoms about moles. The movies, the Netflix, even the Tubi shit is about goddamn moles, man. All right, and this guy here, he's an apex predator of the moles. All right, this nigga is wicked, man. Okay, this nigga is straight up wicked, man. And you got him up here, and like I said, the black woman just go for anything too, man. You up there acting like he like women for a moment, then he's jumping and wrestling with niggas, man. All right, I got another one. This is Isaiah 3:9. It's Isaiah chapter 3, verse 9. It says, the show of their countenance does witness against them. And they declared their sins as Sodom. And we know what Sodom was very known for. All right. Sodom was known, all right, for sodomite activity, man. All right. They hide it not, as we see. They don't hide it not. They hide it not in this society, man. It's very open and very on Front Street with their dealings, man, or how they get down. All right, and like I said, you can see that this whole world is on a Satan system, man. All right, everything is predicated on Satanism. All right, wickedness. All right, that's why they push this in the schools. They push this in society. All right, even on the YouTube. Here it is. And we wish this video might get flagged. Here it is. We can talk about this all day long and come up against it with these scriptures. The videos get taken down, get flagged. All right, you got to set up a new page. But like I say, the 20 verses one with Fleet Johnson is gonna be up there. All right, 30. What I think at one page 35K in views. The guy who owns the page got what 2.4 million views, man, or a million subscribers. This was going on in society, man. Then, like I said, women on that dress like pure D whores, man. All right, the lords of the low. But that's what the society pushes out. All right, wickedness, man. All right, the men on there, oh, don't play with me. I mean, you already know what you came here for, man. You know, you actually, you know, some of these guys are on the down low, man. All right, but it says the show of their countenance does witness against them, and they declare their sins as Sodom. All right, they hide it not, woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves. All right, and that's true, man. In this society, all right, they declare their sins as Sodom, and they don't hide it, man. All right, that's why the scripture says, woe unto their souls. All right, they have a reward, and their reward is ultimately death. All right, a lot of the people that's going to be that was on that show are going to die, man, including Fleece Johnson, man, the booty warrior. All right, it's no goddamn. That just shows you, man, how low our people have become in the society, man. All right, how this shit is praised amongst you jakes are putting Fleece Johnson on a goddamn show, man, interviewing this nigga, man. All right, that's why 2/3 got to die, man. All right, it just shows you how low that's why nobody respects the so-called black man in the society, man. All right, but I want to get this to this is 1 Timothy chapter 6. Let me see. I'm gonna go with this one. Yeah, I'll bring this one out. This is 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 10. It says, for the love of money, all right, for the love of money is the root of all evil, man. All right, which while some coveted after, they have error from the faith. All right, and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. All right, but the point is, for the love of money is the root of all evil. It shows you the shit that people would do for money in this society, man. All right, and what the things that they would do. Like I say, you can't even stomach to watch not even 2 minutes of that shit, man. All right, the things this guy is saying, the antics and shit he doing. All right, and it shows you at one time, you know, growing up, the men that was a part of our lives growing up, or even around it, these men had some type of integrity about themselves, man. The men carried themselves in a manly way. Now, you know, all these guys are moles, man. Generation Z, they're moles. All right, these GMO babies, they through, man. All right, This, and like I said, this shit is being pushed. All right, that's why let me get this scripture. That's why we make you think what the Lord said, what He said. All right, this world is for Satan, man. All right, the so-called white man. All right, he's under the vibration of Satan. Which I'm gonna get this scripture. Excuse me. This is John chapter 14, verse 30. It says, afterward, I would not talk much with you. All right, this is Yahweh Shai talking. It says, for the prince of this world cometh and has nothing in me. All right, showing you the prince of this world is who? Esau, Edom, and who's pretty much dealing with Esau, Edom. All right, who's in control of him? The so-called the spiritual demon Satan, according to Second Thessalonians, man. All right, Second Thessalonians, what that is? I believe it. Let me get it. I believe it's 2. If I'm not mistaken, let me see. Yep, it's 2 and 9. All right, showing you that when you go in Second Ezra chapter 2, verse 9, you deal with that word. So even him who's working is after the even him who's coming is after the working of Satan with all power, signs, and lying wonders. You go into that word working, it goes into the word energeia. You get energy, power. All right. So the so-called white man's power and energy comes from Satan. All right. That's why Yahweh Shai said what he says, that the prince of this world. Let me go back to it. The prince, it says John 14:30. Hereafter I would not talk much with you, for the prince of this world cometh and has nothing in me. All right, so because this is his world. All right, the so-called white man that's basically controlled by the spiritual demon Satan. This is their world, man. This is their playground. That's why 20 verses 1 with Fleece Johnson is able to do his thing. That's why, all right, the different modes. All right, you can have a slut walk. That's why all these things are able to flourish in this society, because this is a demonic, satanic society, man. All right, and they push for these things, man. They advocate for them. All right, now we're at a point where they're being taught in schools, just about, man, and in certain places. All right, there's billboards of this shit. All right, people just they're not come out openly with it, man. All right, let me check this one. All right, but basically, this is not Yahweh Shai's world, man. All right, this is the world of the so-called white man. All right, he's pushing this. I want to get this real fast. Let me see, 15. Oh no, let me see. Excuse me. There I go. Yeah, I'm gonna probably deal with this one too, and that was probably it. This is I'm probably ending with this one. I was just going down the line on certain ones I have. This is Second Esdras, chapter 15 and 5 says, "Behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction." All right, which that's what we're waiting for the Lord to do, which he's doing in a way on his time. All right, you're seeing these things happen in the earth. All right, earthquakes, buildings collapsing. All right, you're seeing all type of natural disasters. All right, things are happening in the earth at a rapid pace, but we are looking more and more for the coming day. All right, where the ultimate destruction happens with the missiles, man. It says, "For the wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and the whole hurtful works are fulfilled," which we see, which I'm talking about, is a part of those hurtful works, man. All right. Well, like I say, this wickedness is out there, man. Like as scripture says, they hide it not, man. They ain't hiding what they do. At one time, these type of guys was in the closet. All right, these guys like Fleeks Johnson was put away. You know, you ain't know about them, but now it's to the point they out in the open and they're doing what they're doing, man. Verse 7 says, therefore said the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. In which, like I said, you can put everybody in the nutshell that's on that show. All right. You know, the women, the straight men, and the transformers. All right. All right. And I can't wait till the Lord start punishing these niggas, man. All right. Start punishing these moles and these N-dubs out here. That's just, you know, that's why we ask, man, how long, oh Lord? You know, how long will you keep letting this happen? All right, keep letting this go down like this, man. All right, it says, behold, the innocent and righteous blood cried unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. Which, you know, you can, you know, we got we got brothers in the heavens that didn't pass away. You best believe they complaining to the Lord, man. They're in their right minds. They're seeing the things that they was here, seeing the things that were committed. Now they're in the heavens with Yahweh Shai, and they're seeing it again, and they're complaining to the Lord. And it says the souls of the just complain continually. And Lord, we're the souls, we're the just, man. The like men, like myself, the elder apostles, man, and we complain continually about this shit, man. All right, we tired of this shit, man. You got, like I said, you just got Jake just doing all type of shit, man. All right, in Israel, all right, guys in the know, and you got the 2/3 out there, man. Just doing things, man. All off, just all total wickedness, man. Making the word of the Lord look bad, man. You know. But ultimately, like I said, I just wanted to make something quick on that because that shit kind of, was on my mind. I'm gonna close out by giving infinite honors, infinite praise to Yahweh Shai. Once again, double honor to the elders apostles. Peace, blessings, and salutations once again to the hopeful elect. Until next time, shalom.